Hey guys, welcome to the Fairy Tale Podcast, your podcast for the greatest guild in the world. I'm getting all fired up just thinking about this episode.
Hey guys, Natsu here, and you know what time it is. It's another manga review! Alright, today we're going to talk about chapter 389, Twin Dragons vs. Underworld King. The beginning, you've got Panther Lily and Gagiel. Panther Lily in his giant form, and they look scary as hell. And I love that they're kind of Mashima's kind of making fun of his own characters. This is like, you know, if your all-nighters will really make your complexion and your eyes look horrible. And I'm like, wait, is this Mashima commenting on himself? Is he pulling a lot of all-nighters, or is he just saying that Gagiel's just ugly? What's he trying to say here? I'll leave it up to you in the comments below to know. Alright, so we get into it, and straight off, really quickly, I want to know how many people are now shipping Sting and Minerva just from him holding her in the bridal carry right now. Because it just seems like anytime a guy sneezes on a girl, somebody ships it. So, I'm wondering how much of that is going to become a new ship. So, I'm wondering where the Minerva Sting shipping war is going to begin. Here, or is it going to begin later? I'm thinking it's here. Have you seen stuff for this online already? Let me know in the comments below. Links, please. I would love to have links to this. But yeah, alright, I'm not the only one that thinks this, I hope. Rogue's new outfit looks badass. I just want to go ahead and state that. Sting pretty much looks the same. He really doesn't look much different. Just saying. But I am on board with the whole Minerva Sting thing. They should, like, if she's going to be redeemed, she needs to be redeemed in Sabretooth by the Guildmaster, and then they need to, you know, have a relationship with each other, and after several years, you know, babies. So, because that's how it works, right? Nobody ever, like, defies what is considered traditional norms. No, I don't care what order it happens in. These two need to become a couple, and there must be babies involved. That sounds horrible now that I think about it. They should have babies together. That's what I meant. You sick people. Anyway, moving on. Really quickly, the reason you hear the dog in the background so much is because I gave Toby a bath, because he had lots of fleas. He's still chomping away. I think we only killed about half of them, but yeah, Toby's really, really active now that he has less stuff to worry about. I think he's just happy to be rid of half of the fleas he had, but yeah, he's not happy. He doesn't mind taking baths. He just not a fan of them. Does your dog or does your pet enjoy baths? Let me know in the comments below. Do you have a hard time giving your pet a bath or not? And what kind of pet is it that you have to give a bath? What do you think is the best pet to give a bath? What animal do you think takes the easiest baths? And humans don't count, okay? Because, let's face it, I've known plenty of people. If you go to a con, you know plenty of people that don't know what bath means. Alrighty, so back to the manga. I love that we get a Frosh and Lecter moment here where basically they're like, well, we got your letter, but we couldn't really make sense of it. And Lecter's like, how can we put this diplomatically? Your writing style. And then Frosh just straight out says, sucks. And I'm like, Frosh had the best insult of the whole thing. It's adorable. Alright, so we get, especially, alright, if you haven't shipped them just from the first panel alone, then the fact that Sting just looks at her and calls her princess and said, let's go back to our guild, and she starts crying, done. The shipping must happen now. Just saying. At first I started off like sounding all judgmental, but I'm on that train. I'm on the bandwagon. I ship Sting and Minerva. Everybody can be like Sting and Yukino all they want, but I think Sting, Minerva, and Rogue can have Yukino. That's what I'm saying. Alright. So Mard Gear comes in and he's like, really? You guys are sad. This is never gonna happen. The two of you beat me. So, a lot of people, and I was on board with this, were like, I hated Minerva. Why do I suddenly have to, like, feel for her and everything? But I think we've got a representative of somebody that we're all going to hate. Just without any remorse whatsoever. That is Mard Gear. Mard Gear really is the main bad guy right here. And looking back on it now, I really feel that it actually is a good thing to kind of get the Minerva hate fest out of the way so that we can all focus on the true villain right now, which is Mard Gear. So I feel that it's actually a good thing that we really just are having a moment to be like, okay, Minerva's kind of evil because how she's raised. Mard Gear's evil just because he wants to be. All right, and then we find out that the calculations were incorrect from Dorenbolt/Mest, that instead of 2,000, there apparently seems to be about 3,000, nearly 3,000 magic pulse bombs. And then we get another glimpse of all of them all over the place, which, all right, they're popping up all over the landscape. It doesn't matter where. So I'm wondering, what happened to the poor people that actually lived where Face just popped up? Like, you gotta think, man, there's some serious damage that can be done by Face just popping up. How many cities are destroyed? Is this like the Man of Steel movie all over again? Like, there's countless amounts of damage. We've already had Magnolia more or less destroyed. So, how much damage are we really talking here? What do you think in the comments below? What is the funniest scenario you can imagine Face popping up from the ground in? And I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of bathroom jokes here, but what is the funniest scenario that you guys can imagine that happening in? Let me know in your comments. Alrighty. So this is Urza being surprised. I love that Minerva just turns around and is like, no, that's a bluff. Like, she's literally calling, like, you could see the gear switch. She's like, I didn't care for any of you crazy people. I don't care whether you remade me as a demon or whatever. Mard Gear, suck it. And I was like, oh damn, that's interesting. And she's like, yeah, that guy's dead. The chairman, yeah, that's not gonna happen. And immediately Mard Gear turns around and goes, well, fortunately we have a necromancer in our group. And I'm like, damn it. And of course the necromancer's the skull guy that Natsu's fighting, so there we go. Moving on, I know I'm not focusing on panel by panel stuff all that much. I'm really gonna kind of give my full on opinion and stuff, and I'd love to hear yours afterwards. The fight begins, and it looks like they can't even touch them. And I love that Frosh is like, I'll fight too, and Lecter's like, the hell you will, pulling on the tail. So again, we get the adorable X-Sheet moments, but Urza is now charged with protecting both Lecter and Frosh, as well as protecting Minerva. So now Urza is protecting Minerva. So that whole fight just went to hell. Now, I want to say something that I missed about last week's chapter where Minerva was like, I want you to kill me. That suddenly explains the crazy amount of enthusiasm she had for fighting Urza this entire time. So finally we know that the whole purpose of Minerva wanting to fight Urza over and over is because she wanted Urza to end her life. So there's that. Then we get the White Dragon's roar and the Shadow Dragon's wing attack, which looked amazing, but like just how Mard Gear pushes them aside is crazy. Like Mard Gear just kind of goes, "Womp, so much for your roar. Oh, one-handed block to your wing attack," and I'm just like, damn it. And to think Natsu was gonna try and take this guy on earlier, wow. Or, well, at least he was thinking about it. And then we get, I don't know, can this guy control gravity or something? Like, it's just really weird how he's causing, like, all these explosions and attacks. I'd like to get a more descriptive, at least a little more description as to what Mard Gear's powers really are. What all can he do? It just seems like he can do kind of a little bit of everything, and I'm just like, oh my god, it's still all over again. But, or Seagrain, depending on how you want to go about. But, I love that, I love that he's like, you know, you offend me, you humans who use Dragon's Lair magic. And I love how instantly Sting's like, yeah, we don't really like you either, you hurt our friend. And that was like, that's the moment where you, and the glares that they give, that Rogue and Sting give Mard Gear, you can really see that Fairy Tail has had a deep impact on Sabretooth. Sabretooth is very much acting like how Fairy Tail acts. Rogue especially has kind of a menacing look that is kind of a cross between Natsu and Gashiel's menacing looks when when they're defending something that they care about. And then we switch over, just for a change of pace, back to Gray and Silver. And I'm thinking, yay, finally, we're going to get some explanation. No, we're not. We're going to get more clues of things that will give us hints. So apparently, Silver does indeed confirm that there are 3,000 face units. He's saying this because he's hoping that he'll get to see a surprise face from Gray, which he doesn't, because Gray's just like, yeah, meh, whatever. He's like, I wanted to see a look of despair on your face. Sorry, buddy, that ain't happening. Gray seems to be surprised that he knows who he is. And he says that his voice and his face seem familiar, but you're not the man I knew. Just who the hell are you? That's how it ends. And I'm just like, okay, this is interesting. And it throws several different theories out there. So I want to hear all of your theories after this. The big one that we're pushing, that we're going with right now, is that maybe, Gray's father got possessed by this demon. And that raises the question of how powerful of an ice mage was Gray's father. And everybody keeps trying to go back to the whole Deliora thing. I as cool as that seems, I'd really like it to be that Deliora died with you know? Deliora was defeated by It just makes it seem like did something completely useless at that point in time, and I really don't want her death to be for nothing. So that's kind of why I'm pushing for the anti-Deliora kind of things. I don't want it to be Deliora. I'd like it to be something new, a new demon we haven't encountered before. Plus, I like the introduction of new characters. But mostly it's just because I don't want death to have been in vain. It just seems so stupid. But the next chapter we're getting is a young boy's story. So do you guys think that this is going to be about Gray? And guys, let's not forget that we've got a lot more Fairy Tail coming our way, because it just got announced that Fairy Tail Zero is being released. We're going to try and find out exactly where so that everybody can get... I'm hoping it's going to be released on official channels. If it's not on official channels, you're not going to hear anything from us. Sorry, we're trying to push the official stuff. We really hope that Fairy Tail Zero gets put up there, as well as the Gray side story that's going on. Really, really want to know about that. But there's a lot of Fairy Tail coming up, and it looks like it may end up being on Crunchyroll. I really, really hope it is. But guys, that is my review of this manga chapter. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Again, these are just my opinions. I'm going to go ahead and rate this one, because there was a lot of stuff that I really, really liked about it. I'm going to give it 4.5 out of 5 stars. Not completely to 5 stars, but really, really close. There was so much to like about this chapter. What were your favorite and least favorite moments of the chapter? Any of the stuff that I talked about, please comment on. And of course, like the video. And if you're watching it on Crunchyroll, make sure to add us to your queue. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, favorite, share, all that good stuff. Share it around. Let your friends know this exists. I am Natsu from the Fairy Tale Podcast. Bye!
Oh.